What's up, guys? We're back another Wednesday, 7:30. We live CEO talk with Tim and Trey. Look, man, we here. Make sure you share the live with your people. Let them know. We having good conversation today. We got a special guest as well. But before I jump into that, Trey, man, how's your day going?
Man, I can't complain, man. All is well. New Year's coming in, so just getting ready, start plotting. You know, I can't complain, man. I really can't complain. What's going on with you though? How was the program and everything? I know you just told me that ended a moment ago.
Yeah, well, it's still going. We got a couple days left in it, but most definitely seeing some transformations already. And only is like weight loss within 15 days. You know what I mean? Which I
Mm,
knew I knew what I created would work, but it's just amazing to see somebody actually put in the work and see it actually change for them. So I can only imagine how excited they are about the new body that they're about to pull out in 2022. You know what I'm saying?
exactly. New year, new me. Bringing a whole new meaning to it, a true meaning to it, and yeah, it definitely hits different when you see um what you're doing for others and how it helps them build their confidence and see that they're improving themselves and everything they're doing. So definitely much love. I love that what you're doing, and definitely keep that up, brother. So other than that, man, real estate, that's always the top of my mind. So anybody that's out there looking to invest, buy, sell, contact me. My information is around here somewhere, so I'll put in the description below. If you're looking to get into real estate with little to no money, that's my specialty. So definitely contact me. But now let's get into the special guests. We have the man, the myth, the legend. We have Leviticus Rich here today. And to be honest, I've been peeping his stuff. He got some stuff over on IG. He's somewhat of a social media influencer. He's always putting out the personal development, always talking about bettering yourself. He has created a course about time management, so we're gonna put that down in the description as well for y'all. He's also a real estate advisor. So this man is well-rounded. I like the way this man thinks. It's definitely well thought out. So with that being said, Leviticus, say what's up to the people.
What
Sir.
is up, everybody? Thank you so much for having me on, Trey and Tim.
Yeah.
Yo, Trey, that introduction was too flattering, man.
Hey
You're
man,
talking about some random person. I don't know who that person was. It wasn't
no,
me.
that's definitely you, man. In my mind, sometimes I see this man at the gym in the mornings, and when I walk up to him, I say Batman. I'll be calling this man. Yeah, I'm like, this man's Batman, bro. This man's an action figure, bro. This man is, like I said, self help. I mean, self development to the T. You know what I mean? Like mindset, entrepreneur, real estate advisor. He does it all. Definitely contact him after this. Y'all can see why with different things that we're talking about. But yeah, so today I was thinking that it'll be nice to talk about, since we're all entrepreneurs up here. Let's talk about things that aren't that sexy as an entrepreneur, which is embarrassment, failing, taking L's. And these L's don't really equate to losses, right? As an entrepreneur, bosses takes losses, but you turn those into lessons, right? So my idea today was, why not talk about the failures that we have fallen upon in the past, right? And just go on in with it. So, either one of you all, you let me know where you want to start, if it's Lenny or Tim, but where do y'all want to start at?
I mean, I'll throw this
I
out
mean,
here. Oh, my bad. My bad.
No,
yeah.
Leviticus,
Go
go ahead.
ahead.
Take it. Look, yeah,
No, no,
you're the
go
guest
ahead.
star. You the
Oh,
guest
my.
star,
Sorry.
Leviticus. So yeah. No, go ahead. So what kind of loss have you came about or lesson, and how has that shaped and changed your view and how you move as an entrepreneur out here?
Yeah. Well, I'll say one thing. I know for anyone watching this, if you're gonna do anything entrepreneurial, you're gonna fail regardless. I feel like that's part of the game. Like I can't think of anyone who did anything entrepreneurial and succeeded like the very first time and then maintained it over a long period of time. So I don't know. I know for if someone's watching this or whoever's watching this, if they're thinking about entrepreneurship, they might kind of be hesitant. They're like, oh, what if I fail? What if I mess up? I would say if that's the mindset, rethink that because you're gonna fail regardless. You should just embrace it and kind of expect it, learn from it, and then kind of grow with it when it happens. But yeah, I would say I'm sure you guys have a bunch of L's. I know personally I've taken. I don't want to curse on your show, but I've taken a
No,
lot of.
do what you want, man. How you feel, man. Whatever makes you feel good. Just don't do nothing crazy. Just don't do nothing crazy.
Don't do anything crazy. No, but I've taken like a fuck ton of L's just trying this, and I know I'll still take more L's. But yeah, I don't know if I should go into any stories or not, or I'll let Tim go.
No, yeah, definitely. I would like for you to tell your story, but just to go off of what you were saying, you want to embrace failure. You know, you want to fail as many times as possible so that you know how to get back to that drawing board to figure out how to maneuver and to get to that end goal. You know. So Tim, what you think? You want to get in there? You got a story you want to start off with, or should we get Leviticus start? Who wants to get it?
Let's let the guest star go first.
All right.
You know what I mean? And so the people can get to know who we have here today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's important.
Oh, but before we get into the L's, let's tell people a little bit about yourself. How about that? Let's start there. Tell them a little bit about yourself, your journey, right? On different things that you've done in the past as an entrepreneur, and then we can get into maybe that life altering lesson that changed the way you move now.
Yeah. So I would say currently right now, my main focus is trying to, of course, grow my real estate business. I'm a real estate advisor, like you mentioned earlier. The goal is to kind of build a team, maybe in the future, start brokerage. I've been trying to do the whole entrepreneurial thing for about 10 years or so now, taking many L's along the way. I know in college I started out doing, it was sort of a guide for college students to kind of help them do better in college and after college, to help with resumes, internships, externships, how to do a website to kind of promote themselves better for job recruiters or things like that. And I would interview some people in HR and things of that nature. That failed. So that's one L I took early on. Tried to open up a fitness apparel store, took a L on that, got scammed. Wasn't too fun. And took a lot of L's in real estate because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like you'll know this too. A big part of real estate is, in my opinion, just like a trial by fire. You try things out, it doesn't work out, you kind of just learn and lose some money along the way, lose some clients, lose sleep. But it's part of the game.
100%. It is definitely part of the game. So is there something that sticks out more than the other that you would like to, like I said, you would like to go on in the past, either if it was from the apparel, like, do you want us to talk about how you got scammed, or like how do you move differently because of that, or do you have another story? Or
yeah, the scam thing, one of the biggest lessons I learned from that store when it comes to, I guess, leading up to me getting scammed is, and I don't know, this is just my personal opinion, don't be too thirsty about money. I know that might be a bit weird, but so the kind of without getting too deep into the store, it was a drop shipping store. That was the thing back then a few years ago. And for anyone who's listening that's not familiar with the model of drop shipping, basically what you do is you pre-advertise products in a store, website, or whatever page you have, and you have someone who creates the apparel for you. They have the apparel already created, and then you sell it. You sell their product, and you sort of get commission, or you get the you kind of get we'll call it commission. If you can put a pair of pants, for example, on your store for $50. It might cost them $10 to make it. You sell it, you get $40. Kind of the simple breakdown. But I had one order one day that was high. It was pretty good at the time, probably one of the highest orders. And I think I would have made, it wasn't like a ton, but I was excited. I would have made like $100-something, and like literally, I mean, because literally you don't have to do anything. You just fulfill the order by hitting like 2 buttons and it sends the product out. So I'd have made like 100-something just from hitting send, like hitting the mail button. And my gut told me that it was gonna be sketchy. My gut's like, something's wrong about this order. It's too good to be true. It's too weird. Did it anyway because I was thirsty for the money. And then sent the clothing. And whoever bought it issued a chargeback And for anyone listening that's not familiar with what a chargeback is, it's basically someone tells the bank that they either received they were scammed, or that they made a payment but they didn't authorize the payment. So the bank will refund them the money, and they charge the person that did this scamming or did the fraudulent transaction. So they hit me with that. I lost the money that they paid me, lost the clothing because I already sent it out, and then had to pay the bank because they hit me with a chargeback. So that was a big L that I wasn't too happy to take. And I was broke back then too, like broke as hell. So having to pay back like $150 when you barely have any money at all is a huge deal. So sorry if that was a long story, if that was
No,
too
no,
rambling.
no. I want you to go into, because I want to show the people that, it's okay to fail. As an entrepreneur, you're basically mitigating risk, right? And you learn from there, like you said, don't be too thirsty for the money. If something doesn't feel right in your gut, listen to that second brain, right? So that's a valid point, and I appreciate you letting people know. Like I said, we're talking about the unsexy things as an entrepreneur right now, and it's okay to fail. It's okay to be embarrassed. We can laugh about these things later on, so I guess with that being said, so I might have tried to wrap it up, but can you let us know like what you learned, I guess, from that? Was that just not being thirsty for the money no longer, or what was that exactly? How do you move different?
Yeah, like don't be thirsty for the money. Really evaluate what you're doing. I would say, like, if something seems fishy or something seems sketchy, it's worth investigating. I don't know. That's kind of the biggest lesson I got out of that. At least, just don't really be too thirsty for the money. If it seems fishy, or if it seems sketchy, or something like that, it's probably not worth it.
100%. Okay. So I appreciate you once again for actually, like I said, going into detail on that one. Tim, what about yourself, man? What story you have that changed the way you move now? What lesson?
Man, like I took one of the biggest. I don't really want to say the biggest L's, but because I always feel like there are always lessons learned. So I never really say I took a loss. You know what I'm saying? But a couple years back, I started a brand called All or Nothing. Something I had been toying around with for years, and I finally said, you know what? Let me take this serious. Let me put it on some merch and everything. So I bought the equipment to make it all myself and everything, like the circuit cutter, the I think it was Silhouette is what I had. The heat press, all of that, bought the equipment and everything. And I was like, all right, it's time to go. So I started making shirts, making sweatpants, anything that I could put the logo and the name on, I was doing it. And especially since I could do it myself, I was like, you know what? This is easy. So it started to grow, you know what I mean? It was big, kind of like in my local area. A lot of people knew about it. I started putting it on online. So whenever I was in the gym, I was wearing my own stuff anyway. So online is just all or nothing, all or nothing. I created an online store on Shopify and started selling some there. I had a few people that I didn't know that actually purchased some stuff, but a lot of it was people that I knew. Um, but I didn't think it was, in my opinion, I looked at it as small time, right? Until one day I got a letter in the mail that said I needed to stop using all or nothing or else, right? And I'm like, this is crazy. Um, but actually, they sent the letter, but I got an email with the like a PDF of the letter, and it looked sketchy to me. I was like, this can't be true. Like, this is just a scam. This is somebody, there's no way that me doing this little all or nothing brand, got the attention of some lawyer, and they're like sending me a cease and desist letter telling me that I gotta cut all this out and take it all offline. I mean, they told me, and mind you, looking back on it, I was doing it like on a larger scale, I guess, because I created a podcast and called it All or Nothing. I had my YouTube channel. It was All or Nothing, all on there. Like I said, a Spotify. I mean, the Shopify. Anything that I was doing, I was just shouting that out. So yeah, so I got the letter. They told me I had to stop it, and I was like, this can't be true. You know what I'm saying? I was like, this can't be right. So I actually looked it up, and I went to the website that you go to for the trademarks. I can't remember exactly what it is right now, but on the letters that they send out, it actually has a serial number on there. So you can type that into it's a government site. So you can type that in, and it'll bring it up. So lo and behold, someone had a brand called All or Nothing out in California that they had started like in 2006, where they were selling apparel. Same thing that I was doing. And then that's when I learned more about it. You know what I mean? So I guess it really wasn't like a loss. It hurt me because it was like, man, I've put a lot into this, a lot of thought into it. Like it was like my baby, you know. So yeah, they were out in California, started it in 2006, and they said that it was because it can't be any confusion in the marketplace. Which, so for anybody that's watching, like, you know, that's how that works. If you create a brand and you're gonna sell merch or something like that, or sell it as a clothing line, that's not like just promo. You got to be careful about that. You know, make sure you do your due diligence and check it out. And which was something that I knew in the back of my mind, but once again, like I said before, I thought it was kind of small. I was like, no one's gonna, you know, check me on this. Like, I'm just trying to make some extra money, build a brand up, and just be known for something out here. But yep, they got me. Told me I had to stop it. So I had to take everything offline. I had to shut down the podcast. I had to take all my posts off of IG that had all or nothing on it. And I mind you, like, I use social media a lot. So I had tons of photos with my clothes on it. And imagine how many clothes imagine how many photos I had because I was making them myself. So it wasn't like I had to, reach out to a vendor from overseas and wait for them to get it. Like, no, I'm just going to the store buying shirts. Whenever I got a good idea or, you know, a good color scheme, I'm going to Walmart and getting some vinyl and I'm putting it together. So I had tons of photos, but I had to take all of that off. So yeah, so that was my lesson learned right there. It was like, you know what? Never shortchange yourself. Never think that you're playing small. Always expect it to be big. And also like your first thought, kind of like what Mr. Rich was saying, like, you know, if you think about it, then you need to go ahead and follow through with what your thought was. Because I was like, at first I knew about the trademarking, but I never went through with it, you know. So yeah, so I had to cut all that off. But in return, the bounce back was much bigger. That's how I created the level 10 training. Because after that, I got my personal training license and started training and found out that's really what I have a passion for doing. And it's been up ever since. So, you know, I look back at that, but that helped me create where I'm at now and helped me skyrocket to, you know, where I'm going.
That's
So
what's up.
how about yourself though? Tremaine?
Well,
Like what about you?
I kind of want to backtrack a little bit, man. And with that being said, you know, whoever's watching this, y'all seen Leviticus, you seen Tim, they letting you know the entrepreneurs are out here doing it. Leviticus said he's been on the run right now, doing this for the last 10 years. You know, Tim as well. You know, I see these guys, to me, these two guys right here are probably some of the most consistent people I've ever been around. You know, just watching them post their content, post just giving out positive information, you know, self-improvement, all that, right? And so whoever's watching this right now, definitely share. We're on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. So share whoever this might resonate with. There's an entrepreneur out there that needs to hear this because, or someone thinking about starting a new idea, definitely share this because I know we all have that, you know, that seed of doubt in the back of our mind sometimes. And it's okay to fail. It's okay to be embarrassed. And if you heard these two stories, you know, definitely replay it back, man. And to be honest, I want to actually see how I can segue back to Leviticus because he actually has a course. I don't think we actually spoke much about it. So Leviticus, let them know about the course that you have out right now to help with, you know, their time management and whatever business they're looking to get into.
Yeah. So I have a time management course up. One of the main reasons why I made the course is because for anyone who talks to me for long enough, I get really stressed out about people wasting time. I know there's that saying, time's money, and I disagree with that phrase. I think time is definitely more valuable than money. Main reason is because money, you can make it, it can come, it can go. You can have $1 million today, lose it all tomorrow, get it back the next day, whatever. The time you can never get back. So I made the time management course so that way people can kind of manage their time better. To me, it's more valuable than just trying to make money because if you use your time wisely, you can do whatever you want faster than everyone else can. That's the way I see it. So that's why I made the course.
Oh, got you. So where can they actually find it? I know we're gonna put it in the description below. But you know, how can they find you also? Like, let them know about your handle, your Instagram, everything.
If they want to find me, the best place is probably Instagram. And at Instagram, it's just Leviticus Rich. It's kind of hard to spell, but LeviticusRich. And if they're interested in the time management course, it's on my website at lennyrichardsononline. And there's a little section with the course that's at the top right, so they can click that and find the course.
Gotcha. Yeah, we'll definitely put a link or something in the description for anybody watching, because I know me personally, time management is a struggle to this day. Time blocking, and there's always a fire to put out or something to do. So time management is definitely key as an entrepreneur, because some people have the misconception as an entrepreneur that, hey, I'm doing my own thing now. I'm on my own time. And then now they're basically wasting time doing random things, running errands, helping friends, doing whatever, instead of actually focusing on the business or whatever they're actually looking to do. Right.
Mhm.
So, yeah, man, I appreciate you once again for actually being up here with us this Wednesday. So what we're going to do right now, I guess, let me get into my quick story, the lesson that I've learned. And it's basically what we were talking about before. Not being embarrassed is key, right? Like going out there, not being embarrassed. So at one time I had a truck, me and my buddy went in with it together, and, we had no clue what we were really doing, right? Didn't know how to really run a business, to be honest, right? Didn't really know how to use equipment properly. I remember one time we were trying to use like these straps to make sure the furniture is not moving around in the trunk bed. And we were literally outside for probably maybe, I don't know, 15 minutes. It probably felt longer, trying to figure out how to strap this couch to the side. Right. And literally there's like people, like not really people. We're in a cul-de-sac, and there's like a couple people watch, like a dad and his children. And, like I was like, damn, we looking crazy out here. I was like, man, I don't care. I was like, I don't care. Like, we better get this done. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen people use these straps. We're gonna figure it out. Like, we just rip there. We don't read instructions sometimes, right? You wait until the end when you're struggling. Like, let me see how this works. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. Like, I'm not afraid to be embarrassed. You got to get that out your mind ASAP. And I think I had a conversation earlier today about that. Just forgetting what people are saying about you. No one really cares anyway, right? So don't really stress it. Just do your own thing. Someone's watching, you watching, right? But I remember one time this lady, she stiffed me for over $2,000 on a moving job. And the story is pretty extravagant. It's pretty long, but I'm gonna try to break it down as fast as possible, which is, man, this was like the moving job from hell. I got to the house. I was on time. Unfortunately, she was not ready. And if you've done any type of moving job, someone says, hey, I got, a few boxes here, it's never what they really said or, gave you as an inventory list of what they have. So when you finally got inside the house, probably after almost an hour of waiting outside, we find that there's like no boxes, nothing's boxed. Like, she's literally throwing things in the box while we're trying to move things. It was a mess, man. It was really a mess. And we got to the new, eventually we got the truck full, right? On top, got to the, got everything into the truck, got to the spot, find out it's like 4 floors that we had to walk up, with all the furniture and boxes. And, it's me and everybody. Like, I got like probably 4 different individuals help me out on the crew, right? And bruh, it was just really unorganized. So when it's time to pay, after we finished the whole job, which took probably about nearly 12, if not longer, hours,
Jesus.
it was kind of like pulling teeth when I said, like, you owe X amount. Literally, I did not leave that kitchen of the house until maybe an hour after we were done moving. And this is when I knew I made my mistake, which was contracts. I needed contracts. That was the biggest lesson that I learned right there. Because when she said I didn't sign the contract, I said, oh yeah. She's literally painted it on the wall for me, letting me know exactly, like, I didn't sign no contracts. And like I said, I'm brand new to the business. I'm just thinking everybody's good in nature, right? Everybody's gonna this. They see young men doing this crazy job for them, going to 4 flights of stairs, 4 floors, whatever it is, right? Top of the apartment complex, and said, what? This was involuntary, So I tried to go to small claims court, and she knew all the tricks, man. The judge said, it says bankruptcy here. I can't do nothing. I said, what? She said, yeah, I can't touch this. I was like, wow. Do you know she had a nerve at the end to say, I want a restraining order against this guy? They all looked at her and laughed low key. They was like, we don't do that here. I'm like, bruh. So on top of all that, at that time, my car broke down. So I had I had an Uber. I had an Uber to get the truck. And then at that time, my truck was broke down too. So I had to get a U-Haul. So now I'm just throwing bread out on top of like what she owes me. I can't stiff my guys. You know, they help me do the movement. You know what I'm saying? I can't just say, yeah, I didn't get paid y'all, so y'all can get paid. No, I had to take that across the chin, you know, and, you know, I consulted many people, you know, friends, family, and it was like, bro, you just got to take that one, you know, you just got to take it. And so, yeah, go with your gut. So probably when I was sitting there for an hour outside, I probably should, you know, let's get about here. This ain't good, right? There was so many different red flags that came up during the job as well, where she was talking about, you know, scamming other people, kind of like an ambulance chaser. You know, she was like, she had wrist wraps. She's like, I can't. The landlord is happy to get you out here, huh?
I would have been petty.
So,
Man,
so did you pay anything at all?
bro, the funny thing is she did not. And one day I saw her at the bank. She was at the same bank as me. And I was literally sitting, like, we're both at the teller table, whatever you want to call it, the counter. And I realized it was her. I was like, what should I do here? Should I say something like, hey, are you getting the money out for me? Or, you know, hey, remember me? I know she saw me, but I was like, I was just staring at her. Like, I literally, you know, usually when you're at a teller table, whatever, you're looking straight at the teller. Man, I was literally looking straight at her like this. I didn't say no. I should have made a scene like, this is the lady right here that didn't do. Man, that didn't hurt. I ain't gonna lie, but you know,
So
that's when I learned about contracts.
then another question for you. So you loaded up the stuff, and then you moved it, and then you asked her for it. Like, what was the timeline on this? Like, you guys loaded the truck up, and then did you take it somewhere else first, and then ask her for the money, or how did that work?
So when I first started the, you know, my moving jobs, whatever, I didn't really take any upfront money, which you should. And why I usually that's probably what usually happens when they go to a professional moving company, right? You put like an upfront deposit, right? Something like that, right? I didn't do any of that. So all I did was go there, got all the stuff, put in the truck, got to the location. We all looking upstairs like, yo, this is high. We're going to the fourth floor. Like, no elevator, straight stairs. I'm talking about her and her friends are in there talking about feng shui. You know what I mean? Like energy. I'm like, this is not positive energy after everything happens. But yeah, when it was time to pay, we're sitting in the kitchen and literally for an hour, we're over there debating. Like, I'm doing the math. I'm talking about we have pen and paper. We doing it all.
I'd have been petty.
Hey man,
I feel like halfway through that, once I saw the stairs and realized that this is not what we agreed on, I'd be like, Miss, we need a down payment right now. If she said no, I'd be like, okay, we're taking your stuff, we're putting it right back where we got it from.
Man, I wish I knew. I wish I knew so many things before then. Man. But you know, like I said, it comes with the territory. You know, it's about the risk.
One thing I just want to throw this out here real quick. That one thing I think it's funny though about like when you kind of lose, when you take L's like that, if nothing else, it makes for a great story as you get older. I don't know. Maybe I feel like if you,
For sure.
I don't know, I feel like the person that never took any risk, never took any L's, it's like, all right, well, you didn't take any L's, you never really took risk, but is your life that fun? Like all these L's, you know what I mean? Like you take a bunch of L's, you're like, yeah, I remember this one time I got scammed. This one time I moved this furniture and this lady ripped me off. I don't know. It's a funny story.
I got a cease and desist letter. You know,
they're
coming from my business. They come from my livelihood.
Look, man, I was low key scared. I was like, man, is this real? At first I said this is a scam. This isn't real. And then when I found out it was real, I was like, oh man, like, I mean, the lady reached out to me on Facebook and like the lawyer lady did. I'm like, man, like this is crazy. Like she was really trying to track me down. I guess because she sent the letter to the house, but I never got the actual letter. I got it through the email. And then I get on my Facebook and go to like the message request. You know, you can't really see those from people that you aren't friends with, something like that. Yeah. And I saw it there and I'm like, oh my gosh. And then look, and this is the other thing. I totally forgot about this. After I cleared everything and took everything off, she came back and messaged me back and said, thank you. I guess she went back to double check and make sure that everything was gone.
No,
was
man.
gone. I'm
Of
like,
course.
man.
Of
Yeah.
course. Of course they did that. You was like, yo, who's these people out? You looking out the blinds. You saw this van outside. These people watching us. These people watching us. Man, that's like you said, it makes for a good story and you're able to laugh about it later on. And at that time when I was going through that, sitting in my vehicle, I think I was, like I said, my car broke down. So I'm not sure what car I was in at that time, but me just looking at these text messages of her telling me she's trying to negotiate how much she's gonna give me. Like I said, I got nothing at the end of the day, but she's trying to negotiate. I'm like, nah, I'm getting all of that. Like, you know, it wasn't funny then, right? It was not funny. None of that was funny. But a couple years later, you're able to laugh about it and you learn from it, and you're able to say, you know what? Next time, you know, like you said, I'm playing on a big scale, right? I'm not doing anything small. I'm doing something that not many have probably tried to do. And, you know, and so don't try to downplay what you're doing. Don't say, you know, I'm trying this, I'm doing this small thing. No, like you're doing it, you're in action doing it today. Don't underestimate yourself or downplay what you're doing. So that's definitely something else that I learned from this conversation as well. But man, I definitely, we was up here for a minute now. So it's been over definitely 30 minutes. But yeah, I definitely would like to have Leviticus back up here one day, you know, in the new year, and get more into detail on, you know, whatever topic you want to get on. I appreciate you, you know, letting us know about the unsexy side of what you've been going through as an entrepreneur, because I know there's definitely wins out there. So we definitely want to highlight those as well, right? But I appreciate you getting up here. We definitely, like I said, I like the way you think, and I would like for you to, you know, talk to the people. And in the meantime, we're gonna have his handle and everything down there as well for Instagram, whatever, you know, we're gonna have it all down there for the description. The course for his time management is gonna be out there as well. So definitely appreciate you, boss man, for coming up here, man.
I appreciate you guys for having me on.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
yes,
for
sir.
sure.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate y'all. Definitely, this is something to replay because it's going to resonate with a lot of people, either if they're an entrepreneur and they failed before, or they're afraid to start and are afraid to be embarrassed or to fail. Just like I said, share this video. We'll talk to y'all soon, man. Happy New Year. One love, y'all.
Peace.